Coach Dan Savage at OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey,
you guys entered the fourth quarter with the lead. Where did you see it get away from you guys in the final frame?
Well, I think it started, and I'll have to look back at the film. It started with we had a couple lot of live ball turnovers, as well as defending without fouling. We ended up getting into the bonus quickly in that situation. So I really just believe we talked about the aggression, but we also have to understand when to be aggressive and not getting them to the free throw line.
You guys, outscored them by 30 in the paint. Usually that's a recipe for success. What did you see in the interior tonight?
Well, I liked our ability to attack the basket. I think the one thing that we're going to continue to get better at and recognize more is recognizing when we are in the bonus and learning to attack the rim in those situations. The ball will continue to move, and just being able to attack the rim and find the open shot. Now, mind you, looking at the film, I'll have to go back and see, but we had a ton of open looks that I know we did knock down. But again, finding those open looks and being able to sit down and knock them down, and then defending without fouling down the stretch.
Jamahl, you just mentioned it right there, defending without fouling. You guys seem to do a much better job of that in the first half. I think the Clippers didn't shoot a free throw in the first quarter. They had a handful in the second, but they finished with 27. I guess what changed? Like what happened, I guess, from that standpoint?
Oh, we talk about we don't mind the physicality as much, but I think us doing a better job of recognizing when we can be aggressive. Obviously, they picked up those quick 3 fouls moving into the quarter, and then we got to play, with our hands back, showing our length, showing our verticality, and then being in position early. Again, looking back at the film, have to really study it and understand, like when we get to that bonus, understanding showing your hands more versus that level of aggression at the rim.
We talked about this maybe the previous game. Is this another situation? I know you said you had to watch the film, but of doing your homework early, and then you'll be in that better position to defend.
Well, credit to them. They did a lot of things right, putting us in different situations. Kennard coming off, Coffee making shots. Again, they had a couple guys step up for them. But again, like looking back at the film, we have to really just recognize where we can continue to get better.
Coach Cole matched his career high in assists. What were you seeing from him from a playmaking standpoint tonight?
Well, early on, finding the easy play, the simple play, and that's what we talked about in the first half was our ability to just keep the ball moving, keep it moving around the horn. Again, that's part of those open looks that we were getting. Obviously, we weren't able to knock a bunch of those shots down, but the ball was popping early on, and I think that's that has to be our calling card when it comes to ball and body movement.
And Coach, Gary Harris, regardless of the role you seem to put in, he gives you a professional effort. Just how much of a luxury is it to have a guy like that on the squad?
Well, I think it really is just such a luxury to have him out there. Just offensively, again, being able to step in and make shots, but then defensively, the job he's trying to do, guarding Kennard, who, at times can get hot. But I think, for the most part, he did a pretty good job on him early on.
Coach Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. I know you're talking about that balance between being aggressive without sending them to the foul line. So let's talk about the positive side of that. We saw a lot of dunks tonight. Kind of talk about what you saw to Mo Bamba and Franz Wagner. I think he got a couple dunks in there. Kind of talk about that.
Well, we continue to talk about the ability to finish around the rim. So at times they're small. And so our ability to attack the rim was one thing that we wanted to continue to talk about. Mo being around the rim with, trying to get some dynamic rim runs and rolls. Franz turning the corner. Jalen did a good job turning the corner at times. I mean, Cole early on was getting downhill, putting pressure on the rim. And I think that opened up actually a ton of the open looks that we had. Just we weren't able to step in and knock them down tonight.
Philip Rossman, right, on Zoom.
Hey, Coach. Obviously the fourth quarter, with the way the Clippers were able to kind of deal that run to you. I know you talk a lot about how this is game of runs and you have to learn how to handle them. But how much does experience play a role in that? And how much, again, maybe not positive experiences, but just kind of going through these and learning how to handle your emotions. How much does that help with the development of this team?
Well, I think it's a big time growth for the understanding, if it's not the third quarter, understanding it's the fourth quarter, that we have to sustain our effort and then continue to play the way in which got us the lead. I think it's the more we can learn that, the more we'll grow and the better we'll become.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.